Okay, so this video is just going to be taking your review sheet, which the answer key is posted to on the answer key two is posted on Google Classroom, and just tell me what the reaction type is, because before you can predict what the products are, you have to know what kind of reaction it is. So that's your first step in every problem that you're going to see on the test. So here are all 15 questions from the review. So let's just start with synthesis. We already know that synthesis is when two elements combine to form a binary compound. So see if you can pick out all of the reactions that are synthesis. Okay, so I'm going to put a little S next to all of them that were synthesis. We've got number 5, synthesis, 2 elements, aluminum and oxygen. Number 13 is synthesis, and that appears to be it. All the rest of them are one of our 4 other reaction types. So then let's talk about decomposition. So decomposition is just the opposite of synthesis. So instead of starting with 2 free elements, you're going to start with 1 compound only. So you have only one thing on the reactant side of the equation. So go through and put a D next to each reaction or each reactant that is, or identify, I should say, each reaction where we have decomposition of just one compound. Okay, and so that should give us the reactions that just have one compound on the left-hand side of the equation would just be number 12 is a decomposition. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go to combustion. Combustion is very unique. Combustion has carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen only as our 2 reactants. And it always gives you CO2 and H2O, but right now we're just worried about figuring out the reaction type so that we can worry about predicting products afterwards. Okay, so go ahead and pick out the ones that are combustion. Okay, combustion, which I'll label with the C, number 1. Number 4. We could call number 5 combustion, but we've already classified it as synthesis. Calling it combustion would be accurate, but it wouldn't help us predict what the products are. So the other one that would be combustion, or other ones that would be combustion would include number 7, number 10. If something is burned, that means that it's reacting with oxygen. And that's it. All right, how about single replacement? So single replacement is an element other than oxygen reacting with a compound, and that compound is usually an ionic compound. So see if you can identify all the single replacement reactions. Okay, so you should have picked, and I'll say SR for single replacement, number 2, number 3, even though it's given to you as a word equation, it's still, you should be able to tell what silver sulfate is, and barium. So silver sulfate would be Ag2SO4, and barium would just be Ba. But that's single replacement because it's a compound and an element. It doesn't matter which one's listed first. Number 6 is single replacement. Number 8 is single replacement. Number 11 is single replacement involving a halogen. So we have bromine being the lone element for number 11. So it's going to try to replace the chlorine in the compound. And we also have number 14. So a bunch of single replacements. And that, of course, leaves double replacement. So I'm not going to quiz you over which ones are double replacements because they're the ones that are left. Number 9 is a double replacement. And number 15 is double replacement. And you can tell double replacement by the fact that it's 2 compounds, 2 ionic compounds, like silver sulfate, sodium chloride, lead 2 nitrate, and silver acetate. So 2 ionic compounds coming together has got to be double replacement. And then again, you can see if you did the actual predicting of products and balancing correctly by checking out the key on Google Classroom. And I do want to reiterate that the reason I made this review video is because just like on the review sheet, pardon me, on the test, they're not going to be labeled. predict and balance the following synthesis reactions or whatever. It's just going to be all mixed up. And in order to figure out what the products are, you have to first figure out what kind of reaction we have.